Let's talk my 2024 planner lineup. In this video, I'm going to go over all the planners that I have chosen for my 2024 planning and tracking. But first, I want to welcome you all back to my channel. My name is Tracy and I am a girl with plans. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you would consider hitting that subscribe button and coming back to watch some future videos. I have so many ideas for future content. I really plan on doing an in-depth goal setting and goal planning series. I will explain more about that when I get to my actual goal planner, but I also plan on continuing my shop with me videos. I plan on adding a little bit more functional planning to my decorative planning. I am going to be doing some more stuff with my reading journal and doing some reading wrap-ups. I have a travel journal, some travel planning, and then, making some fun inserts for our planners. I mean, that's the advantage of a discount system, right? So yeah, I hope you will consider sticking around and joining me for future videos. Now, before I get started diving into this huge lineup here, I just feel like I need to explain that all of the planners I will be using for 2024, I purchased really, really cheap. I went on a shopping spree back in the spring at Hobby Lobby when their planners started going for 75% off and then they dropped down to 90% off. And then more recently, I went to Michael's when they had their 90% off their teacher planners. And then I recently picked up a free planner from Joanne. I'll get to that in a minute. So while this lineup is big, one of the reasons why I was able to add so many planners to my lineup is I went with really clearance outdated planners. And if they are undated, they are really old releases. So none of this stuff is new, which unfortunately means they might be hard to find. All right, now that is all out the way, let's go ahead and dive into this. And we are going to start with my catch-all planner. And those of you that are new to the planning community, a catch-all planner is simply that. It is a planner that catches all of the information. If you only have one planner, that will be your catch-all planner. If you have multiple planners, the catch-all planner is usually going to be the main hub or the planner that kind of catches the information the others don't. So for instance, a lot of people have fitness planners or gardening planners and things like that. This likely would not have that information. For me, the things that I capture in my catch-all planner is the kind of things you think about when you think about planning, which is going to be appointments, birthdays, meetings, anniversaries, dinner with friends, things like that. I also write anything work related. So anything with my 9 to 5 goes in here. And I've also started tracking home to-dos. So home chores that I need to get done, I have to pencil them in or else they're not going to get done. We'll get into that in future videos during my plan with me's. But the planner that I'm using is this Koyo Bound 5-in-1 Go Getter Girl planner. This is a 2023 planner. So yes, I will be redating this. I will say that new for 2024, Go Getter Girl will be strictly undated. They will no longer be having dated planners. However, if you wanted to try the system out for a discount, you can see if they have any of their 2023 planners still available. And like I said, redate them. So I did that because I wanted to try the system out in 2023. So I bought one and didn't start it until the second half of the year. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and use this year. So again, this is a outdated planner, so I will be using this. I am an ambassador for Go Getter Girl, so I will have the link to their website down in my description box. I would really appreciate it if you would consider using that link. And I do have a discount code that will save you some money off of your purchase. The discount code is AGWP. All right, so the Go Getter Girl planner system, the owner of the company is a life coach. So a lot of the things in here that are extras are more goal setting, life coach kind of focus, which does make it a unique planner when compared to the Happy Planner, which is primarily what I use. So I will explain to you why I went with the coil bound instead of the disc bound. I'm going a little bit more into this because a lot of people aren't familiar with this planner system. So I feel like it needs a little bit more explanation rather than, hey, this is what I'm using. So I did use this July through December of 2023 and I fell in love. So as you can see at the beginning, this is only 6 months. But as you can see, they have like your dreams. So you can kind of like a journaling thing to kind of write down things that you want to achieve and things like that. You have your goal creation, a letter to your future self. It does give you some guides of how to do this. Here is a place where you can write down your limiting beliefs. So like the example here for fear is, I'm not good enough. I'm definitely going to fail. Reality is I'm actually very capable and people need what I have to offer. So that's a very like good concept. So you can kind of write down things that you think negatively about and then kind of turn them into a positive type thing. So that way you can kind of overcome those. Here is action steps kind of for your goal setting and things like that. And then this is a place for your AM and PM routine setup type things. And now we get to the actual planner. So with Go Getter Girl, their calendar is on 1 page versus a 2-page spread. Because I use multiple planners, that definitely is a non-issue for me. I don't know that it would be an issue if this was my only planner. I don't really find the need to like have a large amount of space for my calendar. I think the only reason why I want a large space is for decorating. But for functionality, I think the 1 page is perfectly fine. They do not put holidays on here, but they do put asterisks where the holidays are. And then you flip and they have the holidays listed. Again, these are all going to be outdated. And then they have this supplemental page to the calendar because this is a life coaching type type planner. It's monthly goals, action steps, and monthly budget. However, I do change these every month. And what I do is I kind of set these up for things that I need to schedule for the month because I usually set this planner up on the weekends when I can't call and make appointments. I'll write in here like all the appointments I need to schedule for the month. And then you have your vision board. So you can kind of do with that whatever you want if you didn't want to do a vision board. I had been using this in 2023 as my monthly goal planner or goal page, not goal planner. All right, this is the first week of January. All right, so this is the reason why I went with the coil bound instead of the disc bound. They also have actual bound planners. They have, I believe, a hard bound one, which is a 3-in-1 system. And then they also have a soft bound, and then they just came out with an A5. So there are plenty of options. If this type of system intrigues you, I would definitely suggest checking it out. And the paper quality and everything is top notch. All right, so with the 5-in-1 systems, this is what is number 5 in the 5-in-1 systems is this weekly page. So in the disc bound system, they don't have this weekly page. They just have the dailies. But in the 5-in-1, you have the week that immediately leads to the daily pages for that corresponding week. So then you go through the week and then you have your daily pages. Your weekly page and then your dailies. Now, if you really wanted the disc system, you can buy weekly inserts to add to your disc planner. However, your weeks are going to be like, it's going to have like week 1 here, and then it's going to start week 2 on the back. So it's not going to be able to you're not going to be able to insert the week between your dailies. You're going to have to insert it in front or behind the dailies for that month, if that makes any sense. Which could be perfectly fine for you, and it probably is perfectly fine for most people. I just prefer to have my weeklies immediately before the daily because I map out my week here and I use this information to go into the day. So I'm constantly flipping back and forth, and it's simple. It's just one less thing I have to worry about. However, if I use the disc bound system and I bought the weeklies, I probably would get used to it. But I'm kind of okay with the coil. So for now and the immediate, at least in the immediate future, I think this is going to be the way I'm going to continue to go. Also, because I do keep my work in here, I can throw this in my work bag when I do go into the office, and I do feel like it's a little bit safer to transport than a disc-bound system. Even though I do change out my disc to metal disc, I do worry about pages falling out just because, you know, if you throw it in your bag and then the cover bends, the page might come loose or something like this. So I do feel like this is a little bit more sturdy, at least for transporting, because it is a hard cover and it is the coils. The next system is for my content planning, my social media planner. I will say that even though I'm using this type of system for content planning, I think this system would work pretty well with small business planning, everyday 9-to-5 work, family planning, anything like that. This is the Happy Planner monthly planner, and this is the Happy Planner teacher layout. And they are both in the big size. So these are 8.5 by 11. This is my first time using a big planner. I don't love the size of the big. I love my classic. However, I print a lot of inserts for my content planning, and I feel like it's just going to be a lot easier because I don't have to cut them down to size or resize them before I print them. I can just punch them and insert them in here and go. Plus, I don't take this planner anywhere, so in the end, it's perfectly fine. So if you guys have followed my channel, then you probably saw some Shop With Me's where I had a 2023 monthly planner that I picked up for $3. I actually had two. And you're like, Tracy, well, I thought you were going to use those. I was. And then I went to Joann and found this one, and I was like kind of going back and forth because it was like $15.97, but it's like 18 months. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get it. And I don't know why, because I'm super cheap. Yeah, when I went up to the register, they couldn't find this in the system. And they're like, oh, that was supposed to be pulled. So it's $0. I'm like, what? So yeah, this was free. Okay, so I'm going to be franken planning these two together. And I'm going to show you how I did it, how I'm going to do it. So again, 18-month planner starts July of 2023, runs through December 2024. We'll just flip to January. So I'm going to use this now. So I'm going to use my monthly calendar. And this is the monthly layout. So it's like kind of goal setting and like monthly to-dos, like an overall monthly view is pretty much the gist of this particular layout. And I do want to just point out, this is the only thing they have on here. They just put the month. So your calendar, of course, is dated for whatever year it is, but everything else just has the month. So this is one of the easiest planners to get outdated because you don't have to change it very much. All right, so this again is going to be my content planning, and then you get 31 of these sections. So you could use this for daily to-dos. I basically label each page for something, and that's how I do my monthly to-dos. So I label each page for something different, and it's pretty much my monthly checklist. And then you have some note pages in the back, and then you get to your currently page. What I'm going to do is I might actually do an insert that I tape to January. I'm not 100% sure yet. So I'm not going to be using this calendar at all. I'm going to go right to the first week and the teacher planner. So the teacher planner, you have Monday through Friday here. However, I obviously need 7 days. So I'm going to hide these probably with pretty decorative stickers. And then I'm going to redate across the top where there are 7 columns. I currently use the classic size teacher planner. So if you are like kind of itching to see how this gets used, definitely check out my playlist down below. I have playlists by planner layouts versus what I use them for. I use the teacher planner for my catch-all earlier in the year. So there are going to be some earlier in the year videos where you can kind of see how I use that for my catch-all. And then later in the year is when I switch to using it for social media planning, but you can see how I redate it and decorate it if you check out some of those videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the whole month out, but I'm going to take this page and tape it to this page. So basically it'll go from these note sheets directly to the first week and, you know, like that. So that's how I'm going to do it. I will have a bookmark in here so I can easily flip to my weekly. But that seems to work best for me. Again, I'm not super duper busy. I'm just a small little channel, and I do have an Etsy shop, but I don't really have anything in there at the moment. But I need these daily tasks so I can check things off, especially because I do like to film stuff in advance. So I can kind of check off my to-dos, and then I have my weekly pages as well. So that is my content planner. But like I said, that type of system would work for so many different things. If you feel like you need like a monthly task list as well as weekly pages, combining the monthly with any type of other planner could work. All right, now we are going to go to my health tracker and my fitness tracker. So yes, this was part of that extension pack. I already took the plastic off because it is annoying. We will start with this because this is the same exact type of planner that I used in 2023. For this particular type of thing, I don't have it listed by layout. I just have in the playlist fitness and wellness planning. So you can look in there, and my wellness planning from, I would say, March onward was the recovery layout. So this is an undated planner, and this is an older undated planner. So I don't believe you're going to be able to find it. I will check on the Happy Planner website to see if I can locate it. However, I picked this up at Ross, and Ross is one of those places that gets things that are super old. So I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to find it. However, during the Happy Planner's fall release, they did come out with a recovery layout that is dated for 2024. So, you know, if you prefer a dated planner, then hey, it's available. I'm not sure what planners are going to come out during their undated release that comes out in December. But yeah, just keep an eye out if you are interested in this particular layout. So again, I use this for health tracking. You can see how I use it in my Plan With Me's. So this is very similar to the dashboard. Obviously, this is pretty much identical. The only difference is they do have it titled for gratitude here. And then they have these little faces over here for you to kind of circle how you're feeling. Over here is where the difference lies. And you have these habit trackers, which I'm going to actually use to track symptoms. So if I'm having a migraine, I will write migraine, and then I would check the days that I have a migraine. So these will change based on kind of how I'm feeling or trends that are going on as far as symptoms or pain. And then your weekly check-in, again, this is a recovery planner, so all of your prompts are recovery kind of focused. These check-ins say, what is taking up space in my head? Have I been selfish, dishonest, or afraid? What can I do differently? Do I need to fix something? Do I owe an apology to anyone? What have I done well? What victories can I celebrate? How can I help others or be of service? You can see these are very, very small, so they don't take up much room. I typically cover them with washi, and then I use these to still check in, but I check in for the types of things that I am tracking. So like I am big on tracking my energy levels throughout the day. So one of these prompts will be my weekly check-in about my energy. How was my overall energy that week? Was it up and down? Was it pretty consistent? Blah, blah, blah. So that is that. The currently page is different in this. I do not use the currently page at all. But you see it says be active, rest, nourish, forgive, gratitude, acknowledge, and action. And these are for goals of the month. Again, I think it's a great currently page. I just don't use it. It just doesn't fit my needs, but I absolutely love this particular planner. Now, I am not super excited about this particular extension pack, and I do have other extension packs. For fitness planning, and this year, I actually started using a lot of different layouts. And I was pretty consistent early in the year where I switched to the gratitude layout and used that for several months. Starting in July, I started utilizing some of the more common layouts in the Happy Planner world, so like vertical layout, dashboard layout, horizontal layout, things like that. I started utilizing them. At first, I utilized them for a week at a time just to see how they were. And then I started using them for a month at a time. I really liked using those regular layouts. It was fun. And I made them all work for myself. However, I'm going to use this particular extension pack because this extension pack is still available on the Happy Planner website. I will link this down in the description box, which that is also an affiliate link. That just means that I get like a very small percentage of any sales that are made through that link. So I would really, really appreciate if you would consider clicking through that link. All right, so this is on the back of every monthly calendar. Every monthly calendar, this is on there. Then it goes to this very bright week. Very bright. I don't like the brightness. I'm a neutral gal because I'm a decorative planner. However, I will say when I wasn't a decorative planner, and yes, I was not a decorative planner for like the first 6 years of planning. I did kind of like this stuff because it's pretty. I don't like this layout really either because I have to change all of these like little headers to suit my needs. Again, I'm going to be doing a full-on setup for all of these planners. They're all going to be in their own separate videos. So I will be doing a fitness and health planner setup together. And the reason why is because after you go through the week, you flip and you have this meal prep. I am going to probably use this, but because you have this division between week 1 and week 2, I believe I am going to, instead of using this as a week, I'm going to take this out and use this as a week. Yeah, that's going to make it so hard to decorate, guys. But I'm about function, y'all. I'm going to try to be a little bit more about function this year. And I'm going to put this right in the middle. So now, instead of having a separate actual tabbed section where I go from fitness and all my fitness, monthlies in one section, and then you go and have all of my health monthlies in another section of my planner, I want to have it all together. So week 1 will be here, and this will all be week 1, and then I can insert other printables, which is probably what I'm going to do, some trackers, and then you have week 2 and I start it over. So that's the only reason why I'm actually going to be using this extension pack, and I'm going to make this layout work. I am determined to make this layout work. We'll see. We'll see if it works. But that's definitely going to be a setup that's probably going to be interesting because I plan on adding a lot of trackers, and I'm getting ready to go into my goal planner. And I'm going to say I'm going to be doing separate goal planning in my fitness planner. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun during that setup. So, definitely be on the lookout for that. The final one is this, and I did pull aside some guided journals because they are going to be a part of it as well. This is an extension pack. So you get, I don't know if it was 4 months. I'm thinking it was just 4 months in an extension pack, right? Yes. I think it was just 4 months in an extension pack. Some extension packs have 6, but this one you can see is pretty thick. And this is the Goal Getter extension pack, or a Girl with Goals. One of those. I don't remember. It was like the Goal Getter line, but I think it might be Girl with Goals. This is no longer available, and I do apologize. However, I will say the hourly is similar, but not exactly. This is an hourly layout, but there are some inserts in here, which is the reason why I'm using this for goal planning. I have a separate video already up on my website, which I will link down below, where I kind of went over this in more detail about how I plan on using it, but I'm just going to do a flip through right now of this particular extension pack. So you have your goals. They also have this in the hourly. This page is not in the hourly. However, in the hourly is, I think, a quad page. So you have your goals and then you have a quad page. And then in your hourly, you go right to your hourly. So that is what your typical hourly planner, I believe, looks like. Definitely double check before you purchase one just to make sure. But in this one, you have your top priority list. And then you have a task list. And then you have your first week here, which again is the hourly layout. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be using this. I might tape these 2 pages together so I can just flip and not see it. I'm not going to do that for the first month because I might actually use it. And then you flip to this, and this is where you have your quad pages. And I'm going to do these for each week. So I'm going to do like week 1, week 2, and this is where I'm going to be doing my action plans, my weekly action plans for goals. But in this particular one, then you go again to a week and then have another 2-page quad and then another 2-page quad. If you do like this quad type paper, I will say that Live La Posh does have inserts that is strictly quad. So if you're interested in that, I will link it down below, and as well as my discount code. Because originally, only reason why I'm saying that is not to sell you on something. It was because before I realized I had this actual extension pack, that was my plan, was to use the quad pages. Again, I went into that in that video, but this is going to be my goal planner. And then I am going to be somehow incorporating some of these guided goal journaling pages into that. So these guided goal journaling pages, it says like, what is your main goal for today? I'm not going to be doing daily goals. I'm going to be doing weekly goals. So if I insert these pages in there, it is going to be what is my main goal for the week. So just a sneak peek for probably how I'm going to be setting this up is I'm probably going to take one of these pages and put it between these pages, right? So then I can have my goals here, and then I can kind of journal about the weekly goal. And then the same thing here, I can journal about the weekly goal. I had remove here because I was playing around with how I want to set it up. I'm not sure if I'm going to remove it, so just ignore that. But that's how I'm thinking about setting it up. Again, I am going to do an extensive setup of my goal planner, and you may want to actually check that out. I don't know where I just did with the insert. I'll take it out later. If you're thinking about goal planning, because I have printed out some of the free printables from Moxie Life, and I'm going to be incorporating that in here. I believe I'm also going to be taking out these pages and putting these pages in here. So my setup is going to be a hodgepodge for my goal planning because I'm still trying to figure it out. Goal planning is super important for me, but I feel like in 2023, it was on the verge of being a hot mess. So I really want to focus more on doing attainable, realistic, but also important goals. So goal planning is going to really be important for me in 2024. And that is why I'm going to be sharing a lot more videos about that. So I will be doing an in-depth setup where I'm actually going to be setting up the first 4 months. Then I'm probably going to be doing a separate video where I plan on brainstorming things that I want to achieve or things that I want to do in 2024, not goals, just general like things I want to do. And then that's going to probably lead to a video on setting up those goals. And I hope you will consider checking those out. Maybe you guys can bring some pen and paper with you and we can kind of all do it together. So yeah, that's it, guys. This is my lineup. I'm not going to pull out all the other planners because then it'll be like this and it'll probably fall over and then I'll have to cut it and refilm it. But that is my lineup for my actual everyday planning / trackers. Oh no. I'm missing one, guys. Ta-da! Y'all, this is a hot mess of a video, isn't it? This is an undated budget planner. This is still available. They also have an updated version that is dated for 2024. I believe the pages are pretty much the same inside. I will link this one as well as the updated version down in the description box. So that way you guys can choose if you prefer a dated one, or if you kind of just want to see whatever one's cheaper. They also have a lot of extension packs specifically for budget. So those might be helpful as well. I purchased this again for like $4 from Hobby Lobby when they had their massive like 90% off clearance back in the spring. So I am going to have a budget section. I don't know yet where I'm going to keep it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it like in my goal planner. Maybe I'll add it to my adulting section and have that all in my goal planner. I'm not sure. So we'll figure that out during setup. But I'm just going to be using this particular planner. And for those of you who have caught some of my videos, I do not really budget. I more track my finances. So I do, instead of doing weekly expenses, I change these to category titles. So like it might be groceries and gas or essentials. Like I'll white that out and put essentials. And then for the whole month, I'll list all the essentials. And then I might have, let's say, crafting, which is mostly planner stuff. I might do like that, and then like planning supplies, and then list them all here. And then like clothing and stuff like that. Then I might have that here. And then this might be like Amazon purchase. I don't know. Or the holidays are coming up. It might be holiday gifts, and then list that here. That's how I use it. I more track my finances rather than budget for them. I also have the Homebody extension pack. And that is in my current planner. And I have some pages left. So I do plan on incorporating that or franken planning that into my actual finance section. Again, when I set up all those planners, you will see all of that happen. But that is it. That is my lineup. I do have several DIY planners. Like I said, I have a reading journal, which I use a horizontal. I have a mental wellness journal, which I am currently using a vertical. So I'll again be using an outdated vertical for that one. I also plan to incorporate some guided journaling into that. I will be doing setups of that. I don't have that as part of my lineup because technically they're just kind of extras, and I didn't want to like overwhelm you guys. And then I also have a lot of notebooks. I have some Archer and Olive notebooks as well as some Go Getter Girl notebooks, which I use for memory keeping and different types of memory. Like, I don't want to say tracking, but I have like travel logs and stuff like that. And then speaking of travel, I have also created a travel planner. But like my reading journal, my travel journal is not year specific. It's kind of ongoing until it gets too thick and I need to move stuff around. So that is the reason why they're not like new planners. They're just kind of continuations. But I do have like videos already on those initial setups, and I will be bringing you more of those types of videos for me continuing setting them up and adding pages in 2024. So that's it. That was a lot. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you kind of enjoyed seeing the different types of planners that I'm going to be using and what I'm going to be using them for. And I hope you guys decide to stick around and check out some of these planners setup videos. I think they're going to be fun. I'm kind of excited because even the planners that I'm keeping the same, I plan on trying to set them up a little bit differently. Again, this is all with the goal of making them work better for me and to make my life easier. So yeah, as always, thank you so much, guys, for taking time out of your day to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, please smash that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button. All right, until next time, have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Bye.